the first fish of the new river season, as far as I'm concerned, is lovely chubbly. It's a chevin. I'm in an incredibly tight spot, very uncomfortable as well, by the way. But as I say in the blog post, it's not about the angler's comfort, is it? It's about the fishing potential. There's the boilie, lobworm boilie, size 8 hook, and I've got a PVA bag of boilies there, fishing with a flat lead, and I've got willows just immediately downstream of me, casting out beyond them and then allowing the bait to settle beneath the overhanging branches, and that's where I caught the chub. It's also very uncomfortable as far as filming is concerned. I'm glad it's a tripod and it's got adjustable legs, and I just need to untangle the line on the end of the rod before I chuck this one in. You wouldn't want to night fish this spot, that's a fact, especially if it was wet. The second rod, which is almost identical, apart from the fact that it's a pepperami on the hook there, and the bag of pellets predominantly with a few chunks of pepperami in them. Both fished with hair rig. That one's out into open water, but nevertheless still swinging around to the willows that you can see there. I've kept that one rod, the left rod, very low to the water, so that because it is a tight spot, if I do get a fish on there, like I did just, it's not going to be interfered with by that one. So it's a case of making the most of the opportunity. It's a good spot as far as fish potential is concerned, but not necessarily comfort. However, it doesn't really come into it, does it, as far as anglers are concerned? Unless, of course, you need comfort. I'm fairly mobile, so it doesn't bother me too much dropping down into a spot like this. It's an incredibly warm day today, and we are in the evening now. The sun has dropped over the horizon beyond the trees on the far bank further along, so pretty pleasant actually. But I did a blog post, a written one, no video, earlier today about what constitutes a heat wave, because the first region in the UK today has officially gone into heat wave mode. That's Suffolk, and many others are about to join it tomorrow. So if you want to know what constitutes a heat wave, it's not just us saying it's warm today. We've had a few warm days. I think it's a heat wave. There is actually a level at which various parts of the UK, so it's not just one figure, but various parts of the UK, and a certain number of days, if you hit that consecutively, it's heat wave territory. Heat wave or not though, it's warm, and I don't think we need an official statement to tell us that, do we? But as long as your bait's in the water, that's the important thing. And I was thinking about the heat wave in particular, because if you go onto news sites, BBC for example, they've got pages of stuff telling you what to do. You need to drink, stay out of the heat, keep your windows shut, keep your windows open, all that sort of thing. And I think as anglers, we do need to take care of the situations that we find ourselves in, but we also, and this is from my perspective now as a blogger, also need to not become the nanny state to fishermen, don't we? When I go to Anglesey rock fishing, I'm aware that there will be maybe coarse anglers like me who are going on holiday to Ennismore, Anglesey in Welsh, and they're thinking, I'll have a go at that, and I'm going in June, July, August, it'll be really warm, I'll go across the rocks in my flip-flops and won't be a problem at all. Well, of course, the no matter what the temperature is and the sun up there in the sky, the rocks that you're on will be underwater twice a day. And if there are kelp or weed on there, they will be quite slippery. So that's where you need the right footwear. So I always put that sort of thing in, but I try to avoid that nanny state mentality. I go fishing in storms and I'll often choose a good swim, choose the right place, don't fish by trees, etc. But not pages and pages and pages of stuff telling people how to behave, because there has to be an element of common sense as well, doesn't there? And where do you stop? For example, coming here today, I could write paragraphs on fishing in the sun cream, hats, right position, etc. But I could also then say, when you leave home, drive at the speed limit, don't overtake on a blind bend, those 2 white lines down the middle of the road, that means you don't overtake, and all of that sort of stuff. Don't jump a red light. How far do you go with the nanny state? I'm of the opinion that it's good to be aware, and when coming back to angling now, it's good to be aware of, as I've said already, wouldn't want to fish here in the dark. It's pretty deep beneath me, and if it was wet, it would be very slippery indeed. That's common sense, and it doesn't do any harm to incorporate that, I feel, into blog posts and videos. But I wouldn't cross that line when I'm telling other people what to do, i.e. the nanny state. I've mentioned that phrase a few times now, and I think it's important, isn't it? Common sense is a big thing, and I know it's not so common these days, but nevertheless, you can't go around telling people what to do. You can mention things, it's all part of the big picture, but ultimately it is about being responsible for your own life and your own actions. Anyway, I've cast out again, and it is a nice fishy spot. I've got about an hour to go now, so potentially could get another one maybe, but if not, well, I'll add the target that I was fishing for, 1 fish at a time, when I arrived today. Just a short session, and I've got the one. Would be nice to get a barbel though. That's ultimately what I came for. Just on the right side of the line this evening. It's gone 10 o'clock and it's still not dark yet. Just the 1 fish, but quality over quantity. That'll suit me any day of the week. And I've got Galaxy by War to listen to on the way back home. And that was also a blog post that I made earlier today. That brings back a lot of memories. Anyway, how's your river season going? I'm off to a slow start, but it's not how you kick off, is it? It's how you complete the season. So lots of weeks and months and sessions to go until we hit March the 15th, 2026.